Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Activism of Care, the #1 YouTube channel that scrutinizes bully culture, snitch culture, and narcissistic abuse on a regular basis. I do a full spectrum, deep, thorough analysis on socio-political issues and psychological and relationship issues and social justice issues. And I do a thorough analysis on everything that is a matter of public concern as it relates to abnormal psychology and community well-being. God bless you for listening to my channel. I hope you will donate right now through GoFundMe.com. It's easy, it's loving, it's generous, it's kind, and it is peaceful. And it helps me out when you donate through GoFundMe.com. Now is your chance to donate through GoFundMe, whether it's $1 or $1 million through GoFundMe. Like I said, fun, easy, loving to donate to a good cause. Online activism like what I do is very special. We need this type of online activism. I'm using my great, amazing gifts for the greatest good of humanity. And in this video, I want to really address and highlight that flying monkeys are just as personality disordered as the head honcho narcissist or the head honcho psychopath. And I want everybody to know that sycophants and the followers and the enablers of the biggest, meanest, fattest, filthiest narcissist is still a narcissist. So if you're an enabler, a sycophant, a flying monkey, then you're a narcissist. So a lot of people, they get confused and they think, well, the flying monkeys are just misled. They're just confused, or they are, being gaslighted as well, or brainwashed. So I wanted to emphasize that if anybody is coming after you to harass you, mock you, ridicule you repetitively, and sabotage you, undermine your self-esteem, then they go around defaming you and demonizing you, trying to get you fired from a job, or trying to get you ousted out of the family, whatever the hell it may be. Flying monkeys also do mobbings. They get together and facilitate or perpetuate groupthink, and remedial second graders are they're the ones that perpetuate groupthink, and that's exactly what narcissists are all about. They are conspiratorial. They're all about groupthink. They have no individuality. They have no capacity to think on their own. They all think on the same psycho narcissistic wavelength, and they look up to the most authoritarian, controlling, meanest, bitchiest narcissist, the biggest, meanest, most controlling psychopath. Those are the types of people that flying monkey sycophants look up to. They admire and agitate such filthy, control freak narcopaths. And so we, as good people, tend to give flying monkeys the benefit of the doubt. We want to assume that everybody in our community and in our life is kind and loving and trustworthy. And we want to give them the benefit of the doubt that, well, anybody could make a mistake. Well, anybody get gaslighted or brainwashed. And we want to give flying monkey enablers the benefit of the doubt. But I want to say probably 9 times out of 10, they're just as bad. They're just as bad. They see you in a vulnerable state. They see or notice or observe that you are without friends, without support, that there's a lot of smear campaigns or malicious gossip going around about you, and they see that as a great opportunity to kick you while you're down, to just to piss all over your constitutional rights, to wipe their ass all over your face. They just see that as a great opportunity to exploit in the most savage and sly, surreptitious, sneaky way possible. So that's what flying monkeys and, the sycophants, enablers, all of that is, all that terminology, all those terms are synonyms: flying monkey, sycophant, enabler. They're all the same. They're all the same. And I wanted to say 9 times out of 10, I really believe that the sycophant flying monkey is just as personality disordered as the head honcho psychopath. So you've got to really break out of denial, break out of all the cliches, break out of all the propaganda, break out of all the break out of all of that, all the stereotypes, all mainly disinformation and propaganda that has been shoved in your face dozens of times, and it's just red herrings, dozens of red herrings, one after the next, designed to make you go on wild goose chases. You're confused, to confuse you even more. Because our minds cannot even fathom that there are that many personality disordered screw-ups out there. And we've all seen them in the workplaces. They have no integrity, they have no morals, they have no empathy, they're two-faced or even three-faced. They double talk or they even triple talk, and they're just all over the fucking map. They are just poisonous degenerates, and you think you can give the group the benefit of the doubt. That's sort of the most common problem that I run into, and I wanted to really emphasize this, that I tend to give the group the benefit of the doubt. And I really believe that, well, if there's a problem, the fish rots from the head down, it's probably the leader that's a control freak, psycho narcissist. And they might be the ones that have started the smear campaign. They might be the ones that, have been instigating the chain reactions of bullying or harassment. And so my mind takes a while to fully understand that, okay, the sycophants are dedicated to being abusive, and they've always been this way as well. They have hive mentality, and dealing with them at work or in the family or any other type of toxic, dysfunctional group where you see a lot of group think going on. They all really do cause a lot of problems. They really do mob. They really do feel entitled to it. Even in college, I saw that bullshit. And they really were arrogantly entitled and felt like they would never get any type of punishment. And that's the problem, is that even when you do complain or file complaints about these dumbasses, a lot of times leaders don't want to do anything about it because the fish rots from the head down and the culture has low morale, and you're just supposed to be inured and acclimated, and you're supposed to be enthusiastic about being abused and taken advantage of. And so that is a big problem when and I saw it when I was in college. And I paid tuition money for college, and I'm just like, why am I being treated like garbage? But they had such convincing arguments that, well, it's because your ideas aren't any good. Well, it's because you're not smart enough. Well, it's because the work you do is, half-assed. Or it's because you don't try. It's because you drag your feet. And those are all typical of what narcissists do, is they try to reinforce negative stereotypes. And they try to get you acclimated to that you're going to be picked apart and criticized and rebuked for having negative stereotype traits that you don't even have. So they're just kind of imagining that you have a lot of flagrant traits that are associated with negative stereotypes. So that's something that's projected onto you wrongfully and unfairly. And like I said, I've seen it in college. I have 2 college degrees, so I fought tooth and nail to graduate. It was very difficult, even though I'd made good grades. I did my homework, I took notes in class. I tried to be as polite with everybody as possible. But there was just this culture of very low morale, an anti-intellectual culture that really hated having me there. Just an extreme hatred against me, an extreme bigotry. And you would think that wouldn't happen, but in cultures of low morale, or college campuses, workplaces, family systems, this kind of bullshit happens everywhere. Anywhere there is a narcissist, they will be surrounded by some type of sycophant enabler flying monkeys. And the flying monkeys are just as demented. They have personality disorders too. And you cannot let your guard down. I think that's what I want to emphasize as my video comes to an end, that do not let your guard down around anybody that's like defending a head honcho psycho, that maybe they're double talking and saying, well, she's actually nice when you get to know her. She means well. She's trying to help you, or, just anything that kind of is defending the head honcho psycho. Anybody who does that is maybe a covert flying monkey. So you got to look out for the secretive, sly, covert flying monkeys that secretly adulate and identify with head honcho psychopaths. And you got to really be cautious about, any kind of sycophant enabler flying monkey, whether they're covert or overt. And there's both. There's the covert, secretive, sly flying monkeys. They come across as nice, normal people that you can trust, and then suddenly they're betraying you, gossiping about you, or joining in on the bandwagon. They're not supporting you, they're not helping you, they're not defending your good name. They just leave you there to die in the middle of the desert. They leave you there to starve to death under a bridge. These are the types of sick, demented people that they would force you out of a job and make you homeless and make you poor, living under a bridge, dying of starvation. These are the types of psycho bullies that would do that to you. They fantasize about that. They have the most morbid fantasies. They have misanthropic, nihilistic, morbid fantasies about their targets dying or being murdered or starving and, being homeless or being put in jail or being put in a mental hospital. They have all types of morbid, misanthropic, nihilistic fantasies that they are secretly acting out on you. And the more aggressive and overt they are, you should be especially cautious and remind yourself that they are especially, trying to, throw you under the bus, ruin your life, make you poor, make you, live under a bridge, make you, not have a job and not ever get promoted, whatever it may be, where you have a lot less, where you're deprived of your civil liberties, you're deprived of safety, you're deprived of protection, you're deprived of your livelihood. So you're deprived of all of that by these sick, demented psychopaths and narcissists, and then they deny it whenever you start bringing it up. You start bringing it out into the sunlight, what they're doing. They're trying to deprive you of your livelihood. They're trying to deprive you of making money, of achievement, of succeeding, of being fulfilled in a spiritual way as well, and in all other ways that the Constitution has granted you. So anyways, that's my video for today. I hope you will donate right now through GoFundMe.com. God bless you, and take good care of yourself and add to the conversation.